My stepmom showed up on my 1-year sober anniversary to pressure me to start using again. She didn't know our entire family was eavesdropping from the hallway. The door was unlocked and she waltzed right in with a smirk on her face. "Oh honey, you relapsed? On your anniversary?" Before I could tell her I wasn't high and just tired, she took out a pill bottle. "Here, I brought your favorites. Let's keep this between us." I wanted to cry. But even more than that, I wanted my family to hear what Lilith said when she thought no one was listening. "Wow, Dad would be so proud of the woman he married. Your father." She spat the words like venom. "Your father. That sack of poop died worried about his junkie son. This was it. Because of me?" She laughed, and the sound made my skin crawl. "No, not because of you. Gosh, you still haven't figured it out, have you?" She swallowed one of the pills before continuing. "Remember when you were 16 and had that panic attack before your driving test?" I nodded, remembering that day perfectly. "What you didn't know was that I crushed an oxy into the tomato soup I gave you. It was your first taste of opioids, courtesy of stepmommy. You're welcome." She was practically glowing with pride. Suddenly, Daddy's anxious little boy had bigger problems than test anxiety. "But I kept having pain after that," I said slowly, leading her deeper. "The chronic pain that started after your wisdom teeth surgery?" She finished, delighted I was finally catching on. "My cousin was the oral surgeon. I told him to nick the nerve during the extraction. Just enough damage to cause chronic pain. You needed those pills for legitimate pain, which made it so easy to keep you hooked." The room felt like it was spinning, but I had to keep her talking. "That's why the pain never went away. But what about when I tried to get clean? I'd be doing well, and then suddenly you'd relapse?" Lilith walked closer, waving the pill bottle like a trophy. "I put Xanax in your protein shakes, crushed pills in your food. Remember those family dinners where you couldn't keep your eyes open? Where you'd slur your words even though you swore you didn't remember taking anything?" "Every single one of Grandma's dinners," I responded, making my voice break, continuing my carefully crafted performance. "I'd dose your mashed potatoes, then cry to your grandmother about how hard it was watching you struggle with addiction. She was so worried about the family money going to substance that she signed everything over to me. I got full control of her estate 2 weeks before she died." Lilith's eyes glittered with something dark. Of course, she was already on hospice by then. A little extra morphine just helped her along. My hands were shaking now, but I forced out the next question. "You killed her?" "Killed is such an ugly word. I expedited the inevitable, just like with your father." She leaned against the counter, casual as if we were discussing the weather. "The night he died, you tried to visit him, remember? But you were so messed up you could barely stand." "I'd only had coffee," I said, my voice breaking for real now. "Coffee with 3 crushed oxys in it," she corrected. "You showed up at the hospital slurring and stumbling. Your dad died thinking his son chose substance over saying goodbye." Rage filled my bones, but I needed more evidence, so I continued. "After that, everything got worse. I woke up in jail, with assault charges, yes. That was particularly clever of me." She actually looked proud. "I hit myself with a door handle until I had a beautiful black eye, then called 911 screaming that you'd attacked me. That record destroyed your nursing school dreams, didn't it? No hospital would hire someone with a violent history." "The hepatitis C," I said, my voice hollow. "The doctor said I must have shared needles, but I never—" "Of course you didn't share needles." She examined her cheap acrylics. "I took a needle from the clinic's medical waste. All it took was 1 stick while you were passed out drunk." I closed my eyes and did what I always do when I'm nervous. I fiddled with my dog's collar that I kept on my keychain. Lilith stepped closer, her eyes lighting up with cruel delight. "You want to know something funny about your precious service dog?" Her voice went soft, almost tender, which made it infinitely worse. "I put Benadryl in his food to make him sleepy. Gave you enough sleeping pills to knock you out cold. Then I strangled him myself and positioned his body next to you. You woke up convinced you'd killed him in a blackout. I watched you sob while you buried him in the backyard, begging a dead dog to forgive you for something I did." The rage was so thick I could taste it, but I had one last question. "Why? Why would you do all of this? Why?" She slammed the pill bottle on the counter. "Because you existed. Every time your father chose you over me, every time he said, 'Let me check with my son first,' every dollar spent on your therapy instead of our vacation, you were a constant reminder that I was his second choice, that I'd never have him completely to myself." She leaned in close, her breath hot with wine and hatred. "But look at you now. Even sober, you're ruined. The liver damage, the brain damage, the criminal record, it's all permanent." That's when we heard it. Crash. The sound from upstairs shattered her gloating like a hammer through glass. Lilith spun around, stumbling in her heels. Her daughter Sophie stood at the top of the stairs, the party banner pole for my anniversary at her feet where she'd dropped it. Behind her, my entire family crowded the hallway, faces white with shock. Full story on channel, link below.